It's me again. Alright, so I got motivated and now I'm walking out my deck and it stopped raining and it's overcast, but at least you can see the flowers. So here I've planted lots of lamb's ear and some sedum from Grandmother Langdon's, and then these, they look like a fern. Anyway, I transplanted them. They were where the old driveway was, and the guys were about to trash them when they were tearing up the driveway, and I dug them up real quick, and they have bounced back over here. And then down the wall, what I got going so far is I've planted every 4 feet. I don't know what this hedge is called, I've forgotten. But anyway, these daisies were already here. They're usually so pretty and tall, but the rain got them today. Anyway, so all along every 4 feet I've planted those hedges and daylilies and these daisies. And hopefully it's all going to fill in. And the daylilies they weren't very happy at first because it's really sandy, rocky over here. But they've got new growth on them and they've got blooms, so they're going to come back. And then over here I did some hostas and some ferns. And I still need something with some height, but I just stopped. More transplants, more transplants. All these are transplants. I didn't purchase any of this except for the lavender right there. And these were all here with some transplants. And then, so here we go to the new ridgeline rock area parking space. So it's just going to take some time. In the rocks I planted just some succulents, some things that like to be hot and sunny. What do you call those, hens and chicks, or I can't remember. Anyway, lots of things that don't need a lot of moisture but can take the sunlight. And just some ornamental grass. And then I planted some wildflowers and they're just coming in. I sure hope they work right there. And then these are more transplants. These I purchased, all these lamb's ears and the, oh, I'm drawing a blank, I forget what they're called. It'll come to me. And then these love rocks. Hopefully they're going to spread and grow over the rocks. So it still just looks sparse, very sparse. But it just is going to take some time. The rhododendrons up here Paul planted for me, and then a lot of them I just transplanted from the woods. Like those came from the woods, these came from the woods, and some of them died and some of them survived. It was about 50-50, so there were more, but as they've died, like this one needs to go right here. It's not going to make it. I just need to get up there and pull it. Anyway, and then this is kind of just supposed to be like a little bench, but it's all supposed to look like it was here from the get-go. The rocks I'm not happy with. We've got to get them more uniform. Clara fell on them. One of Jesse's friends has fallen on them. The stick I put there trying to see, I was trying to picture a railing, but we got to get the steps before we do the railing. Anyway, back this way I planted more wildflowers back here, but they really haven't come in yet. And then more of the same with some butterfly bushes, more rosemary, more, I forget the name of them. I'm sure if you can remember for me. I want to say sedum, but that's not right. And then I'll walk over that way in a minute. I'll go up the rocks first. So up the rocks, they're supposed to be natural looking steps, but they're just too, some are high, some are low, easy to trip on them. But anyway, once you're up here, it's just a nice little view. And then we slowly and quietly just keep cutting more of these taller things back here, and eventually hope to have a really nice view in both directions from the front of our house and the back. So I'm going to lift this up really high, and I'll turn it around once more. It's hard to picture, but it's better. It's better than it was. So I'm going to go back down the stairs. on the side of the house over here, I've got more ferns, more hostas. This is a really shady spot right here. Oh, by the corner of the house, we've got this bench and more of the same of all the ones with one cherry laurel right here. And then at the back of the house, this is a total work in progress. In a perfect world, it's going to be green grass for Graham to chip and hit golf balls on. But it needs to be seeded again. We probably need some topsoil to be brought in to go on top of it. And like I said, it's just a work in progress. And then we come around to the back here of this little flat area, and the guys had some spare stones, and this is really what the steps should look like that I was just on over on the ridge. They're nice and uniform, but anyway, and all this dirt came from when they took down that ridge line so we could have more driveway. That's where all this dirt came from. Before it just kind of sloped off into the woods. And then they put a few here so that we can walk around. Recognize those? This needs to be redone, bigger stones. Anyway, then we're back around to here. And that's it. I'll do one last shot. The front really does look pretty. The front right here, the front. But these were here when we moved in. Well established. These are transplants. I'm just so happy how big they got. And this needs more. And this right here, I'm just not sure. The problem with this, it has a French drain under it, so it does not hold moisture. And so that's why, like this one, there were probably more rhododendrons here, but it's the only one that survived. It really struggles. So I might even do more of these. These seem very hardy with some ornamental grass. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I've kind of just stopped maybe for the season, because when it gets hot, everything starts getting stressed. And so anyway, I'm back to my deck where I started, and that's it.